Hi, Amy with Fashion Toppings here with my car vlog. Just dropped my son off at school and it's gonna be getting dark here pretty quick, so I wanted to do a quick vlog. On Thursdays, today's Thursday, and we have so much fun on Thursdays because my son and I listen to Lance Bass on the radio, his podcast, and it's called Dirty Pop. And every Thursday they do these like trivia games. And and my son and I love to do the trivia games. We go to Chili's for lunch all the time, and they have those little boxes on the table where you can play trivia with other people, around all the Chili's. We love doing that. And so on Thursdays, they do like a throwback Thursday. They do trivia, and it's about TVs, movies, and TVs, movies, and music. And it makes that 1 hour trip all the way, to school. With the 1 hour commute that we have so much fun on Thursdays. I love that podcast. If you have XM radio, and it's channel, let me see, channel 102 on XM radio. It's Andy Cohen from the Real Housewives. He owns that channel, I guess. And so Lance Bass does a show every day, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He does a show every day, and we love listening to the show on our commute. But on Thursdays, they do Throwback Thursday trivia, and it is so much fun. Today, I rocked today. I had more questions. I yelled out more answers to my son in the car before they did on a majority of the TVs and the movies. I suck at music, but it is such a fun way to get that 1 hour commute over with. I do have to say, so if you are one that's into listening to podcasts, I love Lance Bass's podcast. It's called Dirty Pop, and it's just fun. They have interesting topics on every week, but Thursdays, when they do Throwback Thursday trivia games, is so much fun. They're talking about Punky Brewster today, Blossom, Melrose Place. So it's a lot of fun for a Throwback Thursday. So we enjoy that. I just had to throw that in. And speaking of, commuting and travel, this has been a tough week. I had a really, one day, just everything was gone wrong. I don't know if you've had those kind of days, but I got pulled over, and my son and I had just went shopping. No, we just got back from the movies, and we're driving, and I got pulled over going, I was going 51 in a 35. And I feel so guilty because I thought it was a 45, because it at one corner it just switches from 45 and there's a light, and then on the other side of the light it turns to 35, and I never knew that. And so I even saw the cop, and I went to tap on my brakes a little bit to hit, so it'd be like 49, thinking that he's not gonna pull me over because it's only 5 miles over the speed limit. No. He pulled me over and he's like, do you know how fast you're going? And I'm like, yeah, I was going 50. But so, I said, I've never had a ticket in my life, and I better knock on wood someplace. I said, I've never had a ticket in my life, and I really didn't think you were gonna pull me over for going 5 miles over the speed limit. And he's like, ma'am, you were going a lot more than 5 miles over the speed limit. The guy was so nice. He took my license and went back to his car, and he came back, and not even a written warning. He just gave me a verbal and said, now it's 35 on this road, stick to 35. So my heart's pounding. I'm like, oh God, thank God. I've never had a ticket in my life, and I didn't want to have my first one at my age. I want to have a clean record. And my son, at least he got to experience what it's like to be pulled over by a cop, because he never had that experience before. And so then we get home, and I had Chloe in the car. No, we weren't at the movies. We were taking Chloe to the vet. That's right. I had Chloe in the car. So we get out of the car. We're kind of laughing about the fact that, oh, thank God I got out of the ticket. And so I went around my car to get Chloe out of the passenger seat, because my son was holding on to her. And the leash fell out of the car, and I didn't realize I was stepping on the leash. And so I picked up Chloe like a baby, and I was stepping on the leash on the same time. So I went to stand up, and I couldn't because the leash was underneath my foot. And then I got my foot caught on it. And, when you're holding your child, and, my dog is, my dogs are just like, an extra set of kids. I didn't want to hurt her. And so I had to turn and fall flat on in the parking lot, I landed on my back. Thank God I didn't hit my head. Landed on my back so that I wouldn't hurt Chloe. And so I was just like, are you kidding me? I get pulled over. Not even 2 minutes later, I pull, because it wasn't far from where we live, and get in the driveway, and then I fall in the parking lot. I'm so lucky I didn't get hurt though. So I mean, I had one of those days. And then I looked down, didn't realize the whole day I had my shirt inside out. Have you ever done that? Your shirt kind of looks the same inside or outside, but the only way you can really tell is the tag in the back. I had gone around all day with my shirt inside out. And so it was just kind of like one of those days where if something was gonna go wrong, everything went wrong. So, you know, speaking of Chloe being at the vet, my last vlog where I vlogged from Cherokee Rose and I tried on that faux black fur vest, and everybody's like telling me I need to go back and buy that. I did want to go back and buy it, but I took Chloe to the vet and had a $618 bill. Well, Bella and Chloe both had to get their vaccinations updated, and I do three-year vaccinations. And so those are kind of expensive in the first place, but Chloe had a really bad cough. I mean, she sounded like a cat coughing up hairballs. And so I wanted her to get checked out. And so I found out she has a strained trachea, because when we walk her, even though she's wearing a harness, she pulls constantly. So she, you know, she has to be the front dog. So if we're walking, she's kind of like one of those Eskimo dogs that pull the sleds. She has to be the first dog out in front. And if she's not, she will pull and pull and pull. And I guess the harness had strained her trachea. And so that's what was causing this, I mean, horrific cough. This cough was horrific. And so, you know, the medicines that we had to give her, the examination and everything that they had to do to determine what was wrong with her, the vaccinations, oh, and then I bought dog food. I get out to the counter, my bill was $618. My husband just kind of shook his head when I came home. So needless to say, I did not go back and get that fur vest. So maybe if it goes on sale later on down the road, I can justify it maybe next month, but not this month. And so I did not get the black vest. But I did, one of the things, I keep on looking down because I got my list as usual. You know, one of the things that, you know, the faux fur vest, I told you guys that all my faux fur coats are in storage, and so I haven't been able to wear them, so that's the only reason I was justifying maybe getting that vest. Well, to give you a house update, the guy that moved our little farmhouse that we're going to use as a guest house, the guy who moved the farmhouse back there, we couldn't get a hold of him. And if he did get a hold of him, when he said he's going to be there, he wasn't there. And then, or his voicemail was full, or some guy that answers his phone there named Larry has hung up on me twice. And so my husband just decided to drop the house ourselves. You know, even though we paid them to do it, we just weren't going to wait any longer. It was ridiculous. I mean, we're into February now, and we've been asking since before Christmas in December to have them out there. I know it's been wet, I know it's been cold, but there's been plenty of days that it doesn't take that long to drop the house. It was only dropping the house, I mean, it was only being dropped maybe 2 feet until it touches the foundation. And they just never, I mean, one day they said they were going to be there on a Thursday, and so we hired our contractor to be out there just to make sure everything went well. So, I mean, when I say hire, I mean we have to pay him for whenever he's working out there. So we had to send him out there, the contractor, and our contractor sat there all day. I showed up at lunch with my husband, and so I called John that owns the moving company. I called his office. This guy named Larry answers the phone, and I was very nice. I wasn't upset at all because I thought they're on their way. They said they were coming on Thursday. This was several Thursdays ago. And my husband wouldn't let me blog about it, but I am blogging about it today. I had to remove it out of 2 videos I've done where my husband saw it and he's like, nope, you're not posting that. But I can now. But so he said he's gonna be out there on a Thursday. He goes, yeah, I'll be out on Thursday. So our contractor was out there. We're paying our contractor by the day to be out there. And I show up out there with my husband, and so I called him because they weren't there yet. I called him, you know, at the office, and Larry answered, and I just said, just checking in to see what time you guys will be arriving today, because we have our contractor out here and it's almost lunch hour. Just checking in to see where you guys are at. Being very nice, because I mean, I've got along with these guys pretty well through this whole process, except for one other time I got hung up on. And the guy got really like nasty with me. He turns around and just starts blabbing at me about, you know, when you guys, you know, were waiting for your foundation, you guys were in no hurry, and now you got your foundation in, and just started going off on me. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I am so sorry. I am not, I said, I'm sorry. I am not complaining at all. I'm just calling to check and see. It's lunch hour. We're just checking to see where you guys are at and what time you're gonna arrive. And this guy goes off on me, and then he hung up. And I was like, really? At that point, I had given these guys good reviews when it came to moving the house because they were so talented when it came to moving it. And I was so pissed. I was like, you know, forget it. You know, the customer service was horrible. So my husband finally just gave up. He went out and bought a bunch of 20-ton jacks, put the jacks around the house, and then ended up, my husband, I say we like I was out there doing it. I wasn't out there doing it because I was upset when I found out he did it, because the danger, that's a dangerous project to do by yourself. And my husband, the contractor, came out and helped too, so it was just the two guys. But I was upset that he had started working on it by himself out there. All I could think of is the Wicked Witch to the west of the house that blew over, you know, getting squished. I was very upset that he was doing it by himself. But he and our contractor did buy a bunch of 20-ton jacks, and they dropped the house onto the foundation flawlessly. Perfect lineup of the house and the foundation. And so I'm proud of my husband for doing that. You know, he's one of those guys that if he wants to get something done, he figures out how to do it. And he's very like crafty as far as like woodworking and stuff. So, you know, I'm not surprised that he was able to do it. I was just upset that he was out there unsupervised in case he got hurt. But we dropped the house ourselves, and we paid them to do it, but we dropped it ourselves. So the house is now dropped. But of course, now that we've dropped the house and we let them know we dropped the house, they were, you know, they were right on coming out to get their beams back and their boards. And oh yeah, then it was no problem. They were right out there to get their materials back. I told my husband I wanted to sell his stuff on eBay. Not my husband's stuff, but the house movers. I'm like, I was about ready to sell those beams on eBay. But I didn't, you know, I was just frustrated. So, and our house is no further along. Can you believe that? We sold our other house in August, moved out of it, and got put into a rental. My phone, the text messages are going off, I'm sorry. But we moved out of our house in August. We are still sitting with nothing but a foundation and cement walls. And all the wood is out there, the trusses, everything to frame the house. And the framers, you know, they keep on saying we're the next job. They're still not out there. We had a storm, a really bad storm, day before yesterday. But other than that, there's no reason that someone's not out there. I'm getting so frustrated. I'm about ready to go out there and frame that damn house myself. Because I think I told you in my last vlog that they were framing last week. Yeah, they were supposed to be out there framing last week, and nobody is still out there. I don't know when my house is gonna be done. I can tell you one thing, I will never build another house again. This is gonna be the last house. And if we get transferred or we move again, it will be a house that's already built. I will not build another house. This house has been so stressful. And speaking of the house and that kind of stuff, I had a few comments from people asking, you know, when am I doing my sewing videos? Or can you please do a sewing video on this? Or please do a sewing video on that? I will be getting back to sewing, I promise you. Believe me, I miss my sewing. Sewing was my relaxing thing to do. And I can, you know, the rental's not big enough. I have no place to set up a sewing machine. And besides that, everything's stored because our rental's so small. You know, my equipment's big, and so everything's in storage. So if you give me suggestions on sewing, I will document the suggestions and ideas that people want done, and I'm gonna sew like crazy when the house is done. I'm gonna be putting videos up every week. I can tell you that, because I miss my sewing, and I really miss it, especially after I was watching Thrifters Anonymous did a video where they went to Vegas Couture to refashion some of the like an oriental type dress into a new outfit. And I'm watching that, and the whole time I was sitting there thinking, I'm sitting there thinking of all the projects that are unfinished, and ones that I wanted to do, and things I need altered that I have now. And I really miss sewing. So I promise you, for those of you who've just subscribed to my channel and think it's all vlogs and shopping, yeah, it's a lot of shopping. The shopping is curbing my sewing addiction basically. But yeah, I will be back to doing my sewing tutorials, my refashion tutorials, as soon as the house is done. You know, they promised me once they frame, everything else is fast. It's just getting the framers out there. We have a huge building boom out here in Georgia, and it's sad. It is so sad. Our area is kind of like, it used to be an equestrian area. So, I mean, everybody has like, you know, acres upon acres. Well, they've sold them off, and now they're putting up subdivisions everywhere. Every street you go down, there is a subdivision with, you know, 120 houses. And our roads and our infrastructure can't even handle the traffic that we have now. And they're going to be putting in so many new subdivisions. So the problem is that all the framers, you know, are on projects. And they keep on saying we're next, you know, they'll be out to do our house next. And it's driving me crazy. There way too many houses are being built. I'm a little scared what's going to do to the price of houses, since I think they're overbuilding. So, but that's a little update on our house and sewing and oh God, you wouldn't believe how much I miss sewing. I mean, that was my vice. I mean, I really love to sew, and I can't wait to get back to it. And like I promised, once I get my sewing room set up, you'll be getting on a regular basis sewing videos. I promise. But with the farmhouse, one thing we did do though is we did empty out the inside of the farmhouse and put more storage, got more storage, and so that we can start, since we can't count on our main house being worked on since no one's showing up, my husband and I, mainly my husband, we are now remodeling the inside of the farmhouse. So we tore out the kitchen, we tore out the bathroom, and now that we moved the stuff out and put it into storage, now I can actually show you what the inside of the farm looks like. So I'll do some videotaping as we work. But we're gonna put engineered wood floors throughout the entire thing. We're adding a half bath, and it's only a 2-bedroom. And then we gutted the kitchen, and we donated the appliances to a really good organization that helps veterans who are just getting out of rehab. You know, veterans that have, some type of addiction, and they're getting out of rehab. They need to get back on their feet. So we donated our appliances to this. It's like a motorcycle group that raises money for this. And so they came and they got the appliances from us, and they went for a good cause instead of just, you know, putting them in the trash or us having to haul them all the way down to Habitat for Humanity for them to resell them. We donated them to a group that helps veterans, get back on their feet. So I'm really, I thought that was a really good cause. And the appliances that were in the farmhouse were in great condition. It was a refrigerator and a stove, a gas stove that we donated, but they're white. And I already went and bought all new appliances, and I bought the stainless steel. So, and let's see. Oh, the next thing I had on my list is my spin class. I have never taken a spin class before. Now, when I lived on the West Coast, I did take a spin class, but it was in the water. The actual bikes were in the water. And so when you're pedaling, you never really got sweaty, and you're pedaling against the resistance of the water. And that was a fun class. So I'm like, okay. I went back to the gym on Monday, and the schedule had changed. So I actually was able to attend a spin class. So I went into spin class, told the instructor I'm new, and he set me up on the bike, and I'm in the back. And one thing about me is I get motion sickness. I can't ride in the back of a minivan. I can't go on any rides that spin in a circle this way. And I mean, I can do a roller coaster that goes up and down, not over and over like my kids can, but I can't do anything that goes in a circle. And I get a lot of motion sickness when it comes to being on a boat, or if it comes to heights. I'm scared of heights. I did really well helping my husband at the cabin being on the ladder. He was proud of me, but I'm scared of heights, and I very easily get that vertigo feeling and that nausea. So I'm in spin class, and I get that. I get car sick in spin class. I'm sitting in the back, and the instructor's in the front of the class on this little raised stage, but behind him, they have a full little movie screen. And he puts together a compilation of videos of people doing daredevil tasks or daredevil activities. There's ocean fishing, and then they'll go to a clip of a guy that is jumping off an airplane with those outfits that look like a bat, like you're skydiving, but with a bat suit. But so there's people jumping out of planes, there's people in boats, there's rocky waves, there is kids on skateboards, and then there are, what was the other things that were in there? Bungee jumping. So all those things, so every time I want to look up at the instructor, I'm seeing all these motion activities behind him. And seriously, I was so afraid. I was in the back corner, farthest away from the door, thought I was going to be sick. And I'm like, and I went to stand up to, to get out of my bike. And then he points me out in class and just basically says, no, don't stop, 15 more minutes, don't stop, get back on that bike. And I was like, oh God, he just pointed me out and I'm new to the class. And here I'm motion sickness. I got back on the bike and had a baseball cap on, thank God. So I put the baseball cap brim down over my eyes and I had to watch the floor for the rest of the class. And if he said something that like they're gonna do something different, I had to glance out to my side and see what the girl next to me was doing after she started doing it. I had to watch her because anytime I would look up, it wouldn't fail. They showed someone standing on top of a skyscraper. And I mean, oh, I had that vertigo feeling. I was so nauseous, and I was nauseous for the rest of the day. I had that vertigo feeling. I did say, the instructor came back and goes, well, Amy, how'd you like the class? I'm like, you know what? I love the class. I said, you almost had me throwing up. And he thought I was working, were you working too hard? I'm like, no, I toned it down when, I got too tired, so, but I told him about the vertigo or the motion sickness of his videos. And he's laughing. He's like, oh, he made that video to motivate people. I'm sitting there thinking, I can't go back to that class. I would love to do a spinning class, but I can't go back. I can't be sick all day with motion sickness because I attended the spin class. God, I felt so old going home and telling my husband, and he's like, so you took spin class today? And I'm like, yeah, and I got car sick on the exercise bike. But I made an attempt. I stuck it out. I was in there the whole hour. But so that was something else that was going on. Oh, and then I wanted to ask you guys some advice. So the new house, I've told you about the mean dogs next door. My husband and one of the construction workers were riding around on our tractor, going down to the little cabin and then going up to the farmhouse, and then the pit bull showed up with the hound dog, not the chow chow, because they have 3 dogs. They have a hound dog, a pit bull, and a chow. And the chow is the one that we know for sure is mean, but the pit bull and the hound keep coming on our property, just roaming around on our property. And so now I can't go out to our property by myself. My husband doesn't want me out there by myself because of the pit bull keep on coming out there. And the neighbors say he's nice. I don't care if he's nice. The thing is, he's on my property. And so my husband won't let me go out there. Sometimes I, pick up Bella from daycare and I'll want to go out there and check the mail. I can't, because I can't have Bella out there on a leash in case that pit bull and the hound dog are out there. But the dog keeps on coming across our property. Now, I mean, for the sake of our construction workers, what if someone gets hurt? I know they're going to be responsible, but I want to avoid an accident before it happens. But as soon as my dogs get on the property, dogs turn when there's a strange dog around. I'm not saying my dogs will turn. I'm sure my dogs are going to get protective, but what are these 2 dogs going to act like if they come on my property and they see my dogs? I have 3, that are going to be on the property. Well, the thing is, I don't know what to do. People are defensive when it comes to their dogs. So if I flat out tell her that I don't want your dogs on my property, I know one person's comment was already, well, that's just how it is in the country. People let their dogs roam. Well, I'm not a country girl. And my dogs will always be in a fenced-in area. And if they're not, they'll be on a leash. They're not going to roam the neighbors' yards. And I don't know what to do about the neighbors. For one, I don't want to walk on their property because once it's in the country, we have very long driveways. I don't want to walk down their property to get to their front door knowing they have one mean dog, a pit bull, and a hound. And I don't know their last names, and they're renters. My husband keeps on saying they're going to move, but yeah, they're not moving soon enough. So I don't know how to address the neighbors about their dogs being on my property without causing a neighbor from hell, neighborhood feud before we even get there, so I don't know what to do, because different people react differently when it comes to their pets, because like my pets, they're my babies, and you know, so I wouldn't hesitate to protect my dogs at all costs if another dog comes and attacks them. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Give me some suggestions. I know it's the country. I know people let their dogs roam, but at a certain point, you know, it shouldn't be okay for you to let your animals roam on someone else's property. So I wanted to get your guys' advice on that. So if you guys would give me some advice on that, that would be great. And then to end this video, I'm going to insert a little clip of Bella, because some of you, you know, in my last video I showed walking Chloe and Chance to the pet store, and that was in one of my recent vlogs. I walked Chloe and Chance to the pet store, and they got to, you know, get a treat and everything, and I showed a picture of Bella, and someone made a comment that they were expecting to see Bella because I had a picture of her. So I'm going to insert a cute little, just a little video of after I picked up Bella, her sitting in the car while we're picking up my youngest son from school, and so I'll insert that. I took that 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to insert that just for you to enjoy. Just pick Bella up from daycare. She's so happy. Oh yes, you love daycare, don't ya? You love daycare, don't ya? Yes. She's just full of kisses. She loves to be in the car. As soon as I start driving, she's calm as can be. Look at that love she gives. She's such a sweetheart, aren't ya? You're such a sweetheart. Huh? Here, give me a kiss. She wants to drink my coffee. Oh, but are you gonna drive? Are you gonna drive? Are you gonna drive? You're getting her all excited. Oh yeah, let's fix my hair. See, she's not gonna be a very big dog. She's full grown now. She's a year. Oh, she's a year. If I talk, she wants to look my mouth. Ouch! Don't bite. So she's a year old now. She's gonna be a little short girl, and she is totally messing up my hair. Her nails are sharper than heck, though. She's got, and I keep on getting them dremelled. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Did I have to spill coffee there or something? She just goes crazy and licks everything. Okay, well, I know some of you asked last time that you wanted to see Bella. Chloe and Chance are at home. And so I'll show you those in another video, because I took them for a walk last time, but thought I'd share with you just how big Bella's getting, since you've all been a part of, ever since we adopted her. We fostered her and then adopted her. So just thought I'd share with you how big she's gotten and what a good girl she's become. Are you a good girl? Oh, now she's gonna pout. She's waiting for my son to get out of school, so she's thinking he's gonna be coming any minute. Right? Is he coming? Where's your ear? Is he gonna come out? Is he gonna come out? Are you waiting for the big guy to get out? Yes. Okay. Well, just thought I'd check in with you and let you see how much Bella has grown. She's such a good girl. Yes. Okay, well then, it's getting pretty dark, so I'm gonna let you guys go, and I have one more shopping haul I think I still need to upload. I've already filmed it to upload, and then I'm still contemplating that last thrift haul because it was really small. Maybe I'll hold on to that stuff, refilm it, and add it to some more thrifting stuff that I get. I might do that. So. Oh, and then I have one more video I still have to do. I got my son some shirts from a company called Yo Shirts, and I had my dog's faces put on each shirt, and they turned out adorable. So I will do that in a product review, and then in a upcoming video that'll be coming up pretty quick. I'll probably film that one this weekend. So, okay, well, this is Amy with Fashion Toppings. Until next time, you have a great day.